Hello and welcome to another contact card of the week. We have the planet of Maldek, which is our asteroid belt. Okay, let's see what it has to tell us. Log of the survey ship Wanderer. Excerpt from the survey of the Sol Star system. That's us. This orbit is the site of a cosmic tragedy, the destruction of an ancient world that our psychotronic beams identify as Maldek. Only thousands of chunks of rocky debris now remain circling Sol, our sun, as though still attempting to retain planetary status. Upon first encountering the belt, we thought the asteroids might represent a world that had never formed. However, by tracing many cometary orbits backward on our computers, we discovered that most of their trajectories began at the same spot within Maldek's orbit several million years ago. By our calculations, it would appear that Maldek may have collided with another planetary body of some sort, possibly as that trespassing world charted an eccentric course through the system, leaving destruction in its wake. The combined asteroidal mass does not add up to form a world of sufficient size to occupy this orbit, so we suspect much of Maldek was scattered in all directions. The two Martian moons are nothing more than jagged chunks of rock, and we surmise they may be orphaned remnants of Maldek adopted by Martian gravity. Of course, this interpretation does not have to be literal in the corporeal sense. It can simply foreshadow a great shift in life from old patterns toward a new way of seeing that involves the symbolic death of the ego. In any event, the fate of Maldek is a sobering reminder of the consequences of being unable or unwilling to change direction in the face of obvious danger. However, if one survives such a cataclysm relatively intact, it does present an opportunity to begin anew. Like the Tower card in a traditional tarot deck, Maldek symbolizes the tearing down or coming apart of events. Though this card can mean we are caught in a downward spiral of self-destruction, it normally signifies that it is sometimes necessary for our plans to fall apart before we can finally see the naked path that would be best for us to take. Too much structure and rigidity when we are faced with the inevitable tide of change can cause our inflexible facades to snap and crumble, plummeting us into dark despair. We must learn to bend like a sapling in the wind if we are to thrive. A complete spiritual, mental, emotional, and even physical inventory of our condition must be taken to assess our ability to adapt. This card cautions that if our energy becomes too scattered, spinning off in too many directions at once, we must pull ourselves together. We need to become more cohesive and holistic in our approach, or our dreams could shatter upon the rocks of our egotistical insistence. Habits can sometimes be difficult to change. By allowing things to come crashing down, we can give ourselves a chance to clear away the debris and start over with a clean slate. Wow, okay, that was a lot. So what were some things that came up for you? A couple things that came up were just the idea of being scatterbrained. Do we have our ideas going off in all these different directions? Do we need to pull ourselves back in? Do we have too many burners going on in the stove? Do we need to focus on just one or two things at a time? Also, do we need to check in on our ego and make sure that we're validating the choices and the paths of others and ourselves? Because as Bashar says, it's none of our business of what other people are doing, just our own. Is there something that we need to release? Is there something that's just hanging on by a thread that we need to let go of, so we don't have to face such a cataclysmic event to let go of that thing? And finally, the idea of flexibility, just to be flexible in our lives. And if that's an idea that might be challenging to be more flexible, that how to add more flexibility, just simple stretching and breathing, just easily taking it in. And because everything is connected, physical, emotional, just by moving our bodies and being more flexible, it can also radiate out into other aspects of our lives. Okay, well that's it. I hope you enjoyed this card, Maldek, or asteroid belt. And I also offer 5-card sessions, link in bio, and I'm happy to assist. They're so much fun. These stories are so much fun to read. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. Bye.